Hi folks, it's that time of year again to start getting me carrot boxes sorted out now. These are my carrot boxes full of sharp sand, which I grow my carrots in by taking a core of the sand out with my piece of drain pipe and then filling each core up with a very fine compost, or basically any sort of compost will do, and then planting a seed in each one, and then you get the carrot then gets dragged down by the moisture, so you get a really nice long root. And also because there is such well-drained gravel and sand and things like that, they do tend to last over winter, so you can take them all winter without them rotting off. So we'll get on and try and explain the process a little bit better. So what I've got a 4-inch drain pipe, as you can see. I've got a 2-foot square or 2-foot cube box full of sharp sand, builder's sharp sand. Now it doesn't need to be 2 feet tall. These are just from when I used to grow carrots for the shows. So the longer the better, but 18 inch is fine, or even like a 12-inch pot will do. So like I said, I'm just going to plunge my pipe into the sand, and if you're lucky, the sand will stay in the drain pipe. Just knock that off into a bucket. You don't need to do it all in one foul swoop, do it in two pushes. So that's right down to the bottom. Just tap the rest of it out. Can take a bit of tapping out. So I'll just repeat this 16 times in this box. Some people say, for instance, your sand wants to collapse, you're probably better off filling each one, coring one, filling it with compost, coring another one, etc. So you don't have any risk of any collapses. But this sand's always stayed together, so I can do this stage all in one go, and then fill them all up in one go. Gives you a good workout as well, gets your abs going. You know, when you've done it the day after, you've got an aching stomach, so it must be good for something. So I'll just get all these done, and I'll show you how we fill them with compost. Alright folks, unfortunately, due to my stupidity, I forgot to turn the fast thing off. What do you call it? Time lapse off. So everything I said is inaudible. So anyway, basically what I was going to say was the compost I'm using is Jack's Magic. I'll try and show you again. It's really fine stuff. Not that it needs to be, but it's always better if root veg you've got really fine compost to grow into. The fewer lumps and bits and pieces there are in it, the less chance that the taproot has of, you know, hitting one and then potentially forking. So the finer you can get it, the better. Or if you've got really rough stuff, just put it through a riddle, get most of the rough lumps out of it and use that. And if you can't do that, just put the old normal stuff in. I mean, it'll still be okay, maybe not just quite as good as really fine stuff. Alright, and also these little rings, the reason I put these over the holes is for 2 reasons. First reason is, once I've sowed the seed, I'll be sowing this seed in about 2 or 3 weeks probably, and then if it doesn't germinate very quickly, then I'll obviously have to keep watering it. So if you can water it in the rings, then it keeps all the water in the ring and over the seed. But if I was to have no rings on and I was to water it with a watering can, it's just going to wash all the compost away and probably wash the seeds away and everything, because it's in sand, and be a real old mess. So that's the first reason we use the rings. The second reason is carrots can sometimes start pushing the tops out of the soil later on once they get bigger, and then once the tops get into contact with the sun, then they turn green. Not like a potato where they're poisonous, but not ideal. You know, you don't really want a green bit because you'd have to cut it off anyway. So then if that happens with these, then all I can do is just simply add a little bit of compost over the top into the ring, because if it pushed up there, there's no way I could cover it up, because again, once it got watered, it'd wash away. But if I put some compost in the ring over the top, and that'll cover it up, keep it from the sun and keep it an orange colour. So that's the reason for those. Now the reason I put some square ones in here is because I've run out of the fine stuff, and I have just put some really bog standard multi-purpose in here. It's the stuff with wood fibres in. It's rough as old boots. It's got lumps and twigs and God knows what in it. So I've got 6 there, which I'm going to grow exactly the same way, obviously in the same situation, but with what I'd call far inferior compost. So we'll see how they get on in comparison to the fine ones. It might not make any difference at all. You know, obviously certain things might look rubbish, but things still grow perfectly in them. So basically that's about what I was going to say. And the main reason I grow carrots like this is because, for one, I guarantee to get a really good crop every year. Number 2, because they're in containers maybe 2 feet tall, it can have a tendency to keep the carrot fly away, although I'm not 100% sure that carrot fly don't fly above 2 feet. Probably the majority don't fly above 2 feet, therefore if you've got this 2 foot above the ground, then it's going to deter most of them. Excuse me. And then also, if you have got carrot fly and you want to guarantee not to get it, and it's a lot easier to net a box off like this with some kind of insect barrier, insect mesh. It's easy to build a little square frame, maybe that tall, with mesh all around the sides and top, plonk that on the top, and then you can guarantee you not get carrot fly that way. And the third and main reason is because they're grown in such well-drained material, i.e. the sand, then basically every time it rains, it pulls all the moisture and nutrients down towards the bottom, causing a reservoir at the bottom, which pulls the taproot down, which gives you longer carrots, and ideal really. And also because of that drainage, you can keep them all over winter, because they're not sat in wet through horrible, you know, absolutely soaking damp soil. They will keep, they won't rot. And as you can see in videos past, I've been pulling carrots out of these boxes in fantastic condition in January or February. So anyway folks, that's why I do it. I've done 48 now. I'll just take this off the camera. I've done 3 boxes now. 48. I've got another box over in the main bit where I've got a spare piece, so I might actually put some in there as well. But that's 48 done, 3 lots of 16. So that should be good. I might do another 20 or so that'll be about, what, 60, 70 altogether. So anyway folks, that's about it. Lovely evening, fantastic again. Carrots done, well, carrots prepared. See you later.